So like, I'm just trying to understand, you know, why people do what they do. You know, I want to understand you better, and I want you to understand me better. You know what I mean? My point of view and my perspective comes from a Christian background. Your perspective may be from a different kind of background. What you go through may be different from what I go through. You may handle it differently than me. Like I handle it with prayer. I handle it with worship. I go in the house and I turn off the TV and I just play music and I just worship. I fall on my knees. For you, you may deal with it differently. You know what I mean? You may pick up, you know, certain type of drugs. And I'm not saying you do drugs. I'm not saying you do them, but you know what I mean, for some people, you know, they do. That's what they choose. You know, they choose the drugs. They choose the
they think it's a better way to go.
Yeah,
I get what you're saying.
So what do you like from like your perspective and like from your time, you know, living and here on Earth? What do you think like is like the best solution?
See, that's the thing with me too. I grew up Christian too. I don't know if I told you before, but I grew up Christian. My parents are Christian. Most of my family is Christian. I grew up in the church, La Sainte Antigua on East Main Street. So it's like, I was never really, you know, I was always taught the Christian way. I was always taught about church and stuff like that. But me personally, honestly, I'm pretty sure everybody know I'm a teen. You know, no teen likes church. No teen, you know, because of the pressure and stuff like that. Of course, there's pressure out there that, you know, my friends want to, do this, do that, smoke weed, drink, da-da-da. I'm not saying I do it. I'm not saying I don't. But what I'm saying is there's a lot of pressure out there. So a lot of teens right now, we go through a lot of things. Like right now, my cousin, you know, he just got locked up in jail. And he's, you know, he's in Georgia. So it's like, I can't go see him. Like, he's one of my favorite cousins. And it's like, he's locked up right now. It's like, I've been stressing. Like, personally, I haven't been showing it to my parents. I haven't been showing it to nobody in my family. But like, I've been stressing because he's my favorite cousin. It's like, wow, like, you know, why is this happening to him? He's such a good dude. And it's like, you know, he thinks he lost his family and stuff. I was like, you know, my parents told him, no, like, you still got us. Everybody's here for you. Everybody loves you. You always been good to us. So, and it's like,
no, go ahead.
All right, so it's like, me personally as a teen, it doesn't necessarily have to be smoking or drinking and doing these things, but we take our you know,
we handle it differently.
We handle it differently, yeah. Like me personally, I handle it differently.
So like, it's like you handle stress differently than, you know, someone like me. Like, I mean, me personally, something like that, the first thing I was taught, and it may not, you know what I mean, some people may look at it as the wrong thing. Like, I mean, some people say it ain't the right thing to do. But for me personally, it's something that I was taught at a very young age. Mind you, I was, from ever since I can remember, let's say from the ages of 6 all the way to my age now, I've been in and out of church. Even when I was, you know, deep in it and not knowing what it was, I was still in it. You know, young age, you know what I mean? I remember playing Game Boys in church and seeing my dad preaching and not understanding what's going on. And even now, there's times where I don't understand it. And I agree in some cases with when people say, you know, I believe, you know, sometimes people are right. You know, some churches are outdated. They don't know how to reach us teens. They don't know how to reach you. I can't come to you and talk to you about Christ, but I can come to you and talk about something that relates with you. So I can turn the conversation about, hey, okay, let's talk about the Migos. Like, I mean, oh, you heard the new Migos album? You heard the new Nas album? You heard the new J. Cole album? You heard the new Lil Pump album? Because I know that's what resonates with you. You know, I don't smoke weed, but if you smoke weed, okay, no problem. Smoke weed, fine. Let's talk about why you chose this kind of drug.
And see, me personally, like, I like church. I believe in God 100%. I believe in God. I don't have doubts. But a lot of the times, most of the percentage of, you know, the time is like Christians. You know, they sometimes, we're being honest here. Christians, you know, they think they live a holy life. I'm not talking bad about Christian. I like, you know, that's me. I'm Christian. But some Christians, they say that, you know, that they're holy, this and that. But sometimes, you know, they're lying. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes they act holy in church, but they're another person outside. You know, that's hypocrite. But me personally, I'm like what you do. You know, I'm pretty sure. You know, you said that when you go through stress and stuff, you know, you play church music, you pray to God. Me personally, that's not how I deal with my stress. me personally, I feel like I run to the wrong people to ask them, yo, how should I, like, you know, and I tell them, be like, yo, I'm going through this. Like, yo, like, help me out, like, talk to me. And, you know, sometimes I go to my boys and they be like, yo, just do this, do that. And, you know, it's not right. When I should personally be running to God, but I'm not.
So you feel like it's more pressure being put on you to, like, live a certain type of life. And I feel like this is why some people choose to stay away from church, because there's so much pressure. It's so much pressure to the point that it breaks you down mentally and physically, because the church tells us you gotta tell your 10%. Like, what are you doing with that money? Like, you spend it here, you spend it there. Okay, that's one pressure. Now the church is telling you, why are you in the club every Sunday? That's another pressure. No, not Sunday, because nobody's going to the club on Sundays. Some people do, but you're in the club Friday, Saturday. So that's another pressure on top of bills, on top of your son being sick, on top of your cousin being in jail, on top of your mom being sick, on top of they just towed your car, on top of, you know, and all of this, you know, weighs heavy on your shoulders. And I understand why people, you know, they get the doubt in God, and they be like, man, I don't believe in, like, if there's a God, then why did my homie just die? If there's a God, then why did this happen to me?
I believe everything happens for a reason, though, through God's eyes. But like
the plan?
Huh?
You feel like it's like more of like a plan?
Yeah,
like,
it's like
so you feel like, and this is what I feel. You feel like rappers have more connection with us than this pastor. You feel like a rapper can reach you better than a pastor can.
Yeah.
Why?
Because, like, the way, like, you know...
No, not even that. Not to cut you off. Not even that. Rappers have more... How can I say it? Rappers have...
We look up to them more, you could say?
We connect to rappers more than we do God itself.
I feel like it's because the way they express themselves, like, the way they express themselves is so real. They express, like, you know, sometimes people give testimonies in church, of course, and, you know, they express it, they, like, you know, they express what happened, but rappers, they express it so real, like, they get into it. And that's how it is, you know. So, like, it'd be like, wow, like, I really felt that, you know. I feel what he's talking about, you know.
Do you think the reason why we connect with rappers more is because we're physically able to see them, and we're not physically able to see God? Do you feel like that plays a part? Because I can see my favorite rapper, whether it's through a video, whether it's through music, like whether it's through me listening to him. I can't physically hear God. I can't physically see him. I can't physically touch him. But I can go to a concert and touch my favorite rapper. Do you feel like that plays a part in the reason why most people don't believe in God? Hold on, more security.
Give us a second.
We're good, man. Thank you. So I feel like that plays a part and a big role on why people feel the way that they do towards church, and the reason why people stay away from it.
Yeah, this something else I want to explain it too. Me, you know, like I said, growing up Christian, I, like, as a kid, of course, I went to church and stuff. My mom, when did she start going to church? I believe I was like 9 or 10 when she started going to church. So my mom didn't really go to church. I always used to go with my dad and stuff. And I always used to see people, you know, what did I think when they catch the Holy Spirit and stuff and they talk in tongues.
Oh yeah, dude.
I used to be like, you know, why is that? You know, I grew up and I see more of like what's happening and stuff. And it's just me personally, like I said, I like being in church. Like, I like church, but like I just feel like I don't like personally going because I know I'm not 100% right with God right now. And I feel like I never will be 100% right with God because, you know, nobody's, you know, right. Nobody's living, you know, 100% out of sin. You know what I'm saying? But another thing is that, like, I don't even want to say me being a teen, just me personally, I rather stay home and you know, I could praise God from home. Same thing I could do in church, I could do at home. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like I don't have to go to church in order to not be a sinner. You know what I'm saying? I could be home and not be a sinner. And I'm not saying I'm good. I'm a sinner, of course. Everybody is. Pretty sure everybody is. Everybody would admit to it. Some people probably won't. But it's just like, me personally, man, I believe in God, like I said. But it's like the things I go through. Like, I want to reach to God, but it's like,
it's difficult.
It's difficult. Yeah, it's so
because
hard.
Of the circumstances, and because you Because at a young age, we weren't taught how to deal with these situations.
Mm-hmm.
We weren't taught how to deal with pain.
Yeah.
We weren't taught how to deal with the loss of our loved ones. Even though we know that at one point we all gotta die, but sometimes it comes out of nowhere that it's so hard to be able to put ourselves in that situation. Like, I knew this day was coming, but dang, this joint still hurt. Like, I knew it was coming, but yo, this joint hurt. Like, I just lost my mom. Like, and I feel like a lot of people, they resort to like drugs and marijuana and Xannies and pills, and that's why you see sometimes people walking like zombies, because this pain is new for them.
Mm-hmm.
At a young age, nobody taught us to be like, because at a young age, our parents taught us how to, wipe our own butts, how to, defend ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
how to eat our own food, how to drink milk on a bottle by yourself, like go watch a little TV, do that. They taught us this.
Mm-hmm.
But parents don't teach us how to, like, yo, I'm gonna prepare you right now. So if one day they do,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not to the extent like I'm gonna teach you how to deal with this pain.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's why a lot of people, they rather drink, smoke, pop pills, be a zombie,
Mm-hmm.
than to because it helps you numb the pain. It does. I've been that person. I know what it feels like to be high and drunk and be on pills. It does help numb the pain. It does help you to get to a point where you're just like, I don't care. It doesn't hurt no more for that moment. But then once it leaves your system, the pain reoccurs in your system. It comes right back, and it starts to hurt again.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand from that perspective. That's why I'm here with you, trying to understand your perspective and trying to get to know each other. Everybody has their own side of the story.
Me personally, honestly, I could sit in my room and cry all day.
Yeah.
But it's like, lately, I'm not gonna lie, I've been running to my, to my parents, asking them. Like, me and my dad, we do stuff like this. Like, he'll take me out to eat, and we'll just sit down and talk.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll just talk about a lot of things. He'll tell me how to, deal with things sometimes. But I'm not gonna lie, my parents, they don't force me to go to church. They don't be like, you have to go. But, like, they would like it for me to go once in a while. Of course, I gotta follow the rules, and I respect that. I love my parents, all that. I love them. But my parents, they're not crazy strict about the whole... I mean, they're not straight. Like, how do I put this? Like, they're not really religious. They're not one of those people that, are crazy and stuff about it. Like, of course, like, parents let me go out and stuff. They let us do things where, like, I'm a teen. Of course, I can't do that. But it's like, how do I put it? Yeah, they're not crazy strict about it. Sometimes they'll be like, oh, can I stay home today? Yeah, of course, you can stay home. But if they see it as a constant thing, they're going to be like, go to church. It'll be good to see you in there. Okay, I'll go. No problem. And it's like, me personally, I know some Christians believe that you have to dress up to go to church. I go jeans, Jordans, plain t-shirt, sweater.
I wanted to talk about that. It's crazy because, like, and I've seen it happen. And it's happened to me where, and I felt this way before, and this is why we're talking about it. It's because, and I know people feel this way too. This is why we're going to touch on this topic. Is the church says come as you are, but the minute that you come as you are, you feel like you feel those eyes.
You feel the eyes looking at you like, wow.
Like, it feels like it's burning. You feel somebody just staring at you like, let's role play. Like, oh my goodness, why is she wearing that? Or why is he wearing that? Why is the pastor letting him wear that? You know what? I can't come to this church no more. And it's not right. You know what I mean? Because it's crazy because, like, I see it happen all the time. Like, Christians, we're quick to hit you with verse. The minute you say something, we're quick to John 5:5-6, boom, 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 boom. But we're not living what we're saying. Mm-hmm. And I hear people all the time say, you gotta preach what you teach, or you know what I mean? No, like, yeah, you gotta preach what you teach.
Teach what you preach.
Teach what you preach.
Yeah.
Or and vice versa. Anyways, and we say these things, and we say, the Bible does say come as you are, but the minute that we come as ourselves, because I want to wear a suit, but before I started, dressing the way that I wanted to dress, and before I started, before I said, you know what, I'm not going to dress like that no more, I'm going to get a classier look, I'm going to start wearing more boots, and this is no shame in no one. I was in Jordans, I was in ripped jeans, I was in, I wore Crooks and Craftsman shirt. Now, mind you, back in the days, Crooks and Craftsman used to have, a lot of, like, guns and on it.
Yeah.
So I wore it one day to church, and, one of the members was like, you know, turn your turn your sweater inside out. That you shouldn't be wearing that in here. And I'm thinking to myself, you know, oh dang, and I mean, out of respect, I'm gonna do it, but like, why should I have to? You know
another part of you was like, but like, doesn't it say come as you are? Like,
and I'm pretty sure you felt like that when you come in church and you got your Jordans on or you got your slippers on. Like, why should I have to change? You know what I mean? And this is why I feel like for people like you and younger people, this is why you guys stay away. This is why you guys say, you know what, I'm just listening to this J. Cole, or I'm gonna listen to this Little Pump, or I'm gonna just get on social media and I'm just worried about this because this joint popping right now. I ain't got time to be in church. Listen, like, I don't feel like being judged right now. Let me listen to my music and just chill to myself. Like, and I understand it. I mean, I do understand it. I do. From my Christian point of view to his point of view, we're going to end it here. I feel like we got a lot of our chest.
Yeah. Last thing, too, stay strong with God, man. Do not let your faith down. Just keep your heads up. Keep believing in God. Keep praying. Keep pushing forward. I'm not perfect. I don't pray to God every day. I don't always, you know, keep my faith strong. But I'm telling y'all because me personally, I feel like I don't deal with the things the way I should. Yeah, I run to my parents sometimes. I run to people I ask for advice. But maybe it's better to, you know, pray to God. He might not be talking, like, he might not be answering you back. And I know sometimes people say, you know, he answers back. Sometimes people be like, oh, why isn't he talking to me? Why isn't he giving me answers? Just keep praying, keep your faith strong. And I promise you, he'll answer back to you.
All right. Every side has 2 stories, web series, episode 2. And we're going.
All right.